2 weeks ago on the way to Doddington Hall parkrun, our car gave out, but the eagle-eyed amongst you will see that we've finally made it to this lovely Lincolnshire parkrun. So standing at the start line, which is officially this post here, which I'm pointing to, we awaited the start of this parkrun on this beautiful sunny spring morning. I'm going to be able to take you through a full course point of view of this out and back parkrun, so you can see where the turns are, where any slight climbs and any slight drops occur. It is a potentially quick one. It is 33rd on Tim Gross's list of fastest to slowest UK parkruns. And it is our 5th attendance at this event, the last one being back in April 2024, almost a year ago. So with Dawn and I still adjacent to the start line, it's 3, 2, 1 and we're off.
1, go!
Big attendance today at Doddington Hall parkrun, just over 400 runners. So why am I here? And I mean that in a literal, not the existential sense. Well, last time I came I ran 2014, which was my PB for this course, 75% age grading. So I'm hoping to improve on that 2014 course PB. I'm further hoping to go under 20 minutes today, and obviously being a year older, that will then increase my age grading from 75%. I was also in 11th position overall last time, but a little bit more about that later. So as you can see, I'm running at just under 20-minute pace and we have thinned out quite considerably already. No congestion for me at all during this first kilometre. So yeah, this has a reputation for being a fast parkrun. As I said, it's 33rd on Tim's list, and quite frequently when we come, we get people coming from some of the faster clubs around here, from Lincoln, Wellington AC, from Mansfield Harriers. So I think a lot of club runners come and use it in the best traditions of parkrun as a time trial. As you can see, we're quite exposed to the left of us, but there's very little breeze today, so if you come on a breezy day you might catch some wind, but today conditions were pretty well set for fast running. And on that, yeah, last time I came I finished 11th with a time of 2014. Today I think everyone is in the final stages of their marathon preparation, is super fit, and boy, it was a stacked field today. I think last time we did it was the week after the Manchester Marathon and either the week of or the week before the London Marathon, so there wasn't such a stacked field last year. But yeah, quite a lot of people looking for fast times today, which is great to see. Not even 1 kilometre completed now, and as you can see, the road opens up in front of me. Actually, it's not a road, but it is a permissive way that Doddington Hall allow people to use to get from the railway line, which is the second part of the parkrun, up to Doddington Hall at the top. So this first kilometre is a little bit downhill. I think there's about a 10-metre drop. So we're about to come to the 1 kilometre point in a minute, and I go through in 3:53, a good kilometre's work there, and we will soon come to a flatter part of the course. A little bit more dropping to go as we move into kilometre 2. A couple of people come past me, but I'm not bothered by that. So shoes of choice today, I've gone for the Vaporfly 3s. I've not worn them for a while. I've favoured the Adidas range and the Adizero Pro 4s. More recently I've used the Metaspeed Sky Paris. But I saw them looking forlorn on the stairs this morning. I thought, well, this isn't really a target race or an all-in park run. It's just a good old time trial. So it's time to give the Vaporfly 3s a dust down. And they're feeling okay, although running a little bit different style to what I normally do. They're a little bit more squishy. The plate's more prominent. So yeah, feeling a little bit different to normal, but feeling okay at the moment. For those of you who work in the imperial measurement system, at about 0.8 of a mile, we go across this bridge and we just enter the old railway line, which formed part of the old Lancashire, Derbyshire and East Coast Railway. Yeah, we've turned onto the railway line now. There's Tom just in front of me there in the jog on vest. I had a little chat to him. He was going to try and beat his PB of 20:33, and I think he did rather well today and should be very pleased. Always nice to bump into him and his family. We see them at races around the area and parkruns too. This old railway line has been tarmacked, so it's a very good surface, as was the 0.8 of a mile coming down. There's the odd little broken bit to watch out for that might trip you up, but I've never had any problems here myself. As you can see, there's trees on both sides of the line, so even if it is a breezy day, you're sheltered on this part. So we're going out towards a turnaround point, and then we're going to come back. At this point in the run, I'm feeling better than I thought I would. We did have a 7-hour drive back from Dorset up to Yorkshire yesterday, then another hour and a bit to get here this morning. I thought my legs would be very heavy, but I'm pleased with the numbers I'm seeing on my watch, which are showing around 6:20 minute miling. But switching to your modern metric measurements for a while, we go through 2k in 3:55, 7:53 cumulative, and we look as if we're on for that sub 20, because this bit of railway line, like most railway lines, is flat, it's straight out, straight back, but then the final kilometre is going to be the climb where we had to descend during the first kilometre. Nice clear paths at the minute, we're going past people. This fella in the 250 vest with pretty much for the rest of the run, stroke race. We are going to start to see the lead runners coming back down in a minute, some fast times today, like I said. I think we can just see them in sight coming down now. Yep, there's the guy in first and second, and I don't bother counting what position I'm in today because there's a cast of several dozen in front of me. At present, the legs are feeling good. The breathing, although strong, is under control, and I'm really hopeful that this sub 20 and of course PB is going to happen. Really enjoying parkruns at the minute. This is the second one I've done as a vet 55. Last week I ran 19:31 at Blandford, which was a straight out and back on an old railway line. There must be something about running straight out and backs on old railway lines which I really enjoy. We're just coming up to an old railway bridge here, which is going to be the turnaround point. But the line of track run actually goes on for several miles, and later in the afternoon Dawn and I went out a few miles up the track to look at this wonderful viaduct, which we're going to feature on the other channel we have called Past the Pass. If you like our history musings as well as our running, then please head over there and subscribe. So turn around now. We're heading back into the incoming runners. One clear rule at this parkrun is to keep left at all times. So what's your favourite type of parkrun course? So last 2 weeks I've done straight out and backs. I actually quite like those because you do get to see everybody else taking part in the parkrun, and you've got an exact halfway split. Some people prefer a one-looped course. I must admit I do like a one-lap course. They're rarer to find these days because I think parkrun likes to have fewer marshals and volunteers to have to put in place, so the smaller the loop the better from their point of view. Or obviously there are multi-lap courses, 2 laps, 3 laps, we even know some of 4 and 4 and a bit laps. So do you like those because you get to go past people multiple times, or you get people coming past you multiple times? So what's your favourite type of parkrun course, and are there any that I've actually missed out? So I went through the 3k mark at 3:58, 11:51, so that's 9 seconds under target pace. Just a couple of seconds slower on that kilometre, but that can be accounted for by the turnaround point. So the fella in the 250 vest had pulled a little bit of a gap on me, but I've closed in on him a bit, but he's running very strongly and very evenly too. By this point in proceedings, you are willing the end of this railway line to come, so you can turn right and then focus on the last section of this parkrun. Quite pleased all in all with how things are going given the long drive yesterday. I often find sitting for a long time in a car can deactivate the glutes and make the hip flexors weak, but had a decent warm up before the run today, so feeling as good as can be expected and really enjoying taking part in Doddington Hall parkrun this morning. So this is the point coming off the trail. You can see 2 marshals there. It's important to go around the back of the one to your right. As you can see, you've got people still coming down, and you don't want a face-to-face confrontation with them, which could end up painful for both parties. You can see Mr. 250 green vest is going past people, as am I. He seems to be running very evenly and getting himself around to a good time, so I'm just lucky onto the back of him. And we're now going up a slight slope, so you need to take that into account. The effort level is rising, the breathing patterns are getting heavier and heavier. But yeah, we know we've got just over a kilometre to go now until we reach the end of the parkrun. The 4k point just about to arrive, and we have hit kilometre 4 in 3:55, which is a good result. It's often the toughest kilometre of any race or any parkrun, but there is a sting in this last kilometre if you've gone off too fast, because it does climb and climb, so you need to have saved some energy in your legs to tackle this last kilometre. So I'm fairly certain I'm going to go under 20 minutes. So what's going to keep me pushing in this last kilometre? Well, it's fighting for every place. I don't know any of these runners who are just in front of me, but it's still good to use them to push yourself on, because I want to be pleased at the end of this run that I've given everything, so I can have a morning where I feel good and endorphins for the whole day, reflecting on my efforts at Doddington Hall parkrun. So just past this chap on the left here, who looked as if he might be in the same age category as me, which is male 55. It would be nice to finish high up in that age category today, but I want to leave Doddington Hall proud of the effort I put in, and that means digging into the pain well and getting through this last 800 metres or so of the race. So we can see that the fella in the green vest who's been in front of me since about the first kilometre is still there, and we're climbing up the 10-metre drag in this final kilometre. Good strong finish from him. As you can see, he is pulling away from me slightly, but we'll see if there's anybody else we can pass in the last few hundred yards of this race.
You're not forgetting, it's a run, John, not a race.
Yeah, here's me enjoying the free, fun community run. There you go. So just one more turn, I think, until we see the finish flag and the end of this parkrun. I'm getting the impression I've held pace well, so let's just hear how I sound for this run-in. And that calm, controlled cruise over the finish line saw me coming with the last kilometre at 3:54 pace and an overall finishing time of 19:33. Living my best life as a male 55 park runner, I was first in the age category again, following on from last week's victory, and this time there were no male 60s in front of me, which is always a nice thing. 31st place overall, as you can see, and I was 16th fastest on age grading in that competition today. Yeah, some super competitive people across all the age groups. I'm just waiting for one super competitive female 60 to show her face. 100 metres now.
Yes, pleased with those numbers after racing a 5k flat out on Wednesday evening.
So Doddington Hall has a really simple system where you put your finish token in the relevant slot. Let's see how I get on with that. I'll put mine on the 30s.
You have to put them in, don't you? Is that right? In, like that. See?
Logic test here. Where?
No, John, you push them in. Logic test, John.
If you've seen me and technology recently on the channel, you know that is a huge win for me. Putting a token in the right slot. Anybody wants me to rewire the house? Don't ask. Having managed to put my own coat on with both sleeves, we made it over to the lovely cafe at Doddington Hall. Do pay a visit if you have time. And that rounded off a superb morning at Doddington Hall parkrun. We hope you've liked this video. If you have, please give it a like, and if you'd like to follow our further running journeys, parkruns and races, then please subscribe to the channel. So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.